Bree is a sporty girl who invites her ex-addict younger sister, Jana, to swim at Ketio's public pool to help her in her rehabilitation process. The two talk about their lives and Bree asks her to go swimming with her. After a while, the pool attendant starts talking to his wife on the phone while taping signs on the doors, announcing that the pool will be closed for the entire long weekend. He then tells the swimmers to get out of the water and goes to gather his things. On the way, he sees the cleaner, Clara, stealing from a bag where the items people forget in the pool are kept. The woman was an ex-convict, and the guy tells her that she has to behave or he will tell the things she does to the officer who released her from prison. The girls prepare to leave as the others leave the scene, but Bree notices that her engagement ring is missing. Her sister looks into the pool, and as she gets closer, she manages to see the ring stuck on the bottom. Bree jumps into the water and tries to unjam it, and Jana goes after her to help her. The attendant looks at the pool from the control room, and seeing that it is empty, activates a mechanism that covers the pool with a hard layer of fiberglass. As it closes, the master leaves and the girls notice the strange cover over them. The sisters swim to the surface, and realize they have been locked in. Quickly, they bang on the hard deck hoping someone will hear them, but everyone is gone. Moments later, they try to push the cover, and seeing that it was too tough, they decide to look for another way out. The younger sister manages to see a small hole in the cover, and Bree breaks a plastic cover to try to make the hole bigger, but to no avail. The older sister says that when her boyfriend realizes she hasn't come home, he'll alert the police, so there's nothing to worry about. Jana insists that they're not going to find them and they're going to die there, and then reveals that she was the one who wanted to get rid of her sister's ring out of envy. After a while, Bree's phone rings from the bleachers. Her boyfriend, David, calls to remind her that he has a dinner and won't be home until late. Hours later, the lights in the place go out and the girls begin to argue. Jana notices that her sister is feeling ill and comes over to ask her what's wrong. Bree tells her that she is diabetic and needs her shot, or she might fall into a coma. The girl is upset that she didn't tell her about her illness, and at that moment, the cleaning woman enters the establishment. As they talk, the phone rings again and Clara goes to the bleachers thinking someone forgot her things. The girls hear Clara, and quickly knock on the lid asking for help. The lady tells them she will help them, but first, she steals Bree's money, credit card and cell phone from her purse. Clara goes to the control room and turns off the security cameras, then approaches the girls and chats them up, trying to be nice. Soon after, she asks Bree for the password to her cell phone, and the girl, desperate for help, gives it to her. The woman tells them that she was recently released from prison and has a lot of debts to pay. She also explains that her past conditions her, and the only jobs she gets are very hard and poorly paid. Clara tells them that the only way she will let them out is if they give her Bree's credit card PIN. The sisters are furious about the situation, and decide not to give her the code, as they believe she won't let them out anyway. Clara then goes back to the command room and turns off the lights and the pool heater. She then tells the girls that at night the water gets really cold, and Bree realizes that the woman turned off the heater. Bree gives her the PIN for her card and the woman smiles. Then she tells them to keep warm and leaves. Hours later, the girls get to talking about their fears and their father, who was an addict who died when their house burned down. Meanwhile, Jana looks down the hole and is startled to see Clara, who was spying on them. The girl tells her that she already has what she wants, and asks her to let them out, but the ex-con tells them that Bree only had $80 in the account, and that's not enough. Jana reveals to Clara that her sister is diabetic, and that she needs her shot or she could die. The woman doesn't believe them and thinks they are trying to convince her to let them go, so she gets angry and leaves. The girls talk in hushed tones, saying they can't reason with someone like her. Jana grabs the piece of plastic and gets an idea. Quickly, she starts rubbing it against one of the pool walls, trying to wear it down to get a fine, sharp point. Bree tells him she doesn't think it's a good idea, but they're going to try anyway. Jana then starts crying and apologizing, trying to get Clara's attention. When she approaches her, she comments that she needs to say something in her ear without her sister hearing her. The woman slowly brings her ear closer to the hole, and Jana stabs her hard with a piece of plastic. Clara screams in pain and runs to heal herself. She then returns to the pool, and tells the girls that they are going to pay for what they did. Quickly, he turns on the filling system with the maximum concentration of chlorine. The sisters try to cover the jets, but the strong turbulence of the water coupled with the strong smell of chlorine makes it very difficult for them to breathe. As the water rises, Bree faints and Jana goes to help her. When she regains consciousness, the sisters plead for their lives. Clara realizes the girls are drowning and runs to turn off the filling system. When she returns, she tells them that if they try anything else she won't hesitate to kill them, and as punishment she asks Bree for her engagement ring. Without much choice, she agrees and gives it to him. Clara leaves, and after a while, Bree falls asleep. She dreams of the deck opening and her boyfriend rescuing her, but sees her sister drowning, so she quickly wakes up. When she opens her eyes, she sees Jonna with the plastic in her hand trying to take her own life. The girl says that she is alone and that no one would care if she died, to which Bree replies that it is very important to her and they are going to get through this together. After a while, David sends Bree's cell phone a voice message saying that he has already called everyone and no one knows where she is. The boy, concerned, tells her that if she doesn't answer in the next 5 minutes he's going to call the police. The girls talk and the older sister tells Jonna that when Clara returns, to play along. After hearing the audio, the ex-con goes quickly to the pool to try to sort things out. As she approaches, Bree starts talking nicely to her, saying that it was all their fault, and that they are in this situation as a result of the bad things they have done in life. Jonna plays along, and tells Clara that they've learned their lesson and that when she lets them out they'll be better people, suggesting that they won't tell the police anything. The woman is moved and confident that the girls won't tell the truth, so she decides to go open the floodgate. The sisters rejoice, but unfortunately, Clara does not remember the code to open the cover. The woman becomes desperate and returns to the girls, and very worried tells them that she can't help them. Jonna gets angry and Bree asks her to call the police, but Clara tells them that if she does, the police might find out that she robbed them and kept them locked up, so she would have to go back to prison. The woman leaves, and after a while, Bree can be seen very faded, who needs her insulin shot to continue. Jonna lays her down on a platform and she takes off the grate where the ring was, to try to break the cover of the pool with that heavy object. The girl tries with all her might, but does not succeed. Then she grabs a pair of pants and ties it to the grate, so she can pull without hurting herself. The grate comes loose and Jonna returns to Bree, but unfortunately, she finds her unconscious in the water. Jonna despairs, as they are very close to being able to get out, and Bree regains consciousness. She asks her to hold on, and then hits the hole with the grate hard. The fiberglass begins to split and Jonna helps her sister out of the pool. She is distressed to see that her sister is unresponsive, so she runs to her purse to get her insulin. She then gives her the injection and sits down next to her in hopes that she will reopen her eyes. Luckily, the girl regains consciousness, but Clara appears pointing a revolver at them. The woman tells her that she had a feeling they were going to make it out of the pool and prepares to shoot them. Jonna begs for mercy and tells her that her sister is the only thing she has in life. Clara is moved and puts down the gun, then pulls out of her pocket the engagement ring she had stolen from them earlier. Jonna can't believe it and quickly calls the ambulance, saying that they are at Ketio's public pool and her sister is dying. As she cuts, she tells Clara to leave. The ambulance arrives and we can see Bree awake on a stretcher. Jonna explains to her how they got out of there and gives her her engagement ring. The two embrace tightly, knowing that this ordeal helped them bond and strengthen their sisterly relationship. Subscribe and turn on notifications to see more videos like this. Leave a like to help the channel out, and thank you for watching.